Welcome back to a very special Wild Lure Box video. I wait for this every year, folks. We're at AFTA and this is the best in show. The preview to all of the good stuff, the new stuff that's coming to your tackle stores this year. There's some fantastic creations. I'm going to take you through all of them. Now, it's quite busy in here. Everyone's been setting up. They're enjoying themselves and they're talking, so I'm sorry for the audio, but we're going for it because I want to bring it to you guys so you can check it out if you can't get to the show here on Saturday. Let's go and take a look at what's on Best in Show. There's some big stick baits and top water gear. This thing comes from these guys, Zip Baits. That's it there. Beautiful finish on that thing. Come over here and have a look at this though. Bone is always innovating. He's got an amazing range of rods, really heavy rods, and he's got some beautiful lures. Have a look at that. Now that's a big GT build with Bone's branding on the side of the head. Listen to that. If you're chasing GT, there it is there. Xeric have just released this. It's a 160 long trail. I think if you can get that suspending, fantastic lure in around the estuaries for flathead, jewfish, that kind of thing. Beautiful finish on the head of that. Can you see that? It's got that gill plate on it. Holographic eye. Just a MMD, local lure maker and designer. MMD's got his new Hardy heads. Now they've been fishing these in the Floody Classic recently. They did really well in the Floody Classic with these. This is a little 110, so like a half ounce, a little over a half ounce weight in it, and it's got that little tail design with the paddle tail, and he's got a smaller one of these little flatfish, so the 110. He's had the bigger one, I think might have been a 140 or 160, but that's what MMD's bringing this year. Crush City. I've just come out with the Imposter last year. That was probably one of my favourite, if not my favourite lure at AFTA last year, and they've built a bigger one. Now these are a super TPE material build, and I'm going to be doing some reviews on these in the coming weeks, all right? So stay tuned for that. They've also got a small little 3-inch heavy hitter and a big 5.5, and I've got a lure review coming on those in the next few weeks, so stay tuned for that. Have a look at that. So those really soft, it's a super TPE material, and one of the key features of that is the tail design on the end of that. That thing wobbles like mad when you're moving it through the water, ripping it through, and the movement on that, because of how soft it is, it's super realistic. Great baits. And they've got this like infusion tech with their plastics, so the finish on them, that orange inside, that kind of clear coat, great finish. That's the Imposter, the big ones that they've just released this year. Have a look at this. Big, heavy metal by Molossi called the Marksman, 80 grams. Throwing out offshore, casting out off the rocks, that kind of thing. Chasing pelagics even. There you go. The Marksman. Flutters on the drop. Huge BKK hooks on the back too, just a big single. Here's a Samaki. This thing's called the Pacemaker cast minnow. Really heavy design, and you can feel the weight in it. I think it's for sort of casting, longshore casting offshore. Look at the finish on that. And I reckon you'd be able to rip that at speed. Just looking at the design of that, it's got a really small, slender bit. You're going to be able to rip that at speed. So the Pacemaker cast minnow, that's by Samaki. I can't wait to check out what Samaki have got in the rest of their show too. So these Ridge Shad 110s, squidgies have forever been one of my favourites for chasing a whole range of estuary species. Have a look at how thin that tail is. So if you like fishing slow and getting heaps of action in your lures, these little Ridge Shads, they're going to be awesome. They got a whole heap of ridges through the back of the body there, all the way around the profile of that body, all in your favourite squidgy colours. That's the Ridge Shad 110. I reckon they're going to catch a ton of flathead for those ones. I'll end up doing a review on those too, I'm sure, because they're going to be fabulous on the flathead. Alright, let's take a look. What else have we got here, John? Wow. Well, this could be one of the best, John. I reckon this could be one of the best little top waters, the Echo 65F. Now these have been designed here on the Gold Coast. This company, if you're coming to AFTA, make sure you check these guys out, okay? They're producing some fantastic baits. One of the best looking baits at AFTA is down here, and it's made by these guys. This is a tiny little top water, so chasing brim, bass, whiting, even flathead over the flats, any of that stuff. Saratoga, little Trevs. This thing's going to kill it. I'm definitely going to review this in the next few weeks, because the finish on that's going to be a cracker. These boys, 3.5-inch prawns elite. So Z-Man have released prawns in the past. This one's got a little bit more detail in the design. You can see it's got a tail on it there, and lots of feelers and legs. It comes rigged with a weight in it, and it's a TPE material like you come to expect from Z-Man. So that's something new from them. There's lots of prawn builds happening at the moment, but yeah, that's a new one from Z-Man. Now, wait, best soft lure, folks. If you're coming to AFTA, here they are. If you haven't seen my video that I released 2 days ago, you've got to check it out. These are the paddle glide. And they're a lure that I've designed and I've released in the last few days. You've got to get them. They're selling out. I've already sold out of a couple of colours this week, but these are a big fish killer machine for the really big fish. Giant Jew, flathead. They've caught massive barramundi up north. They come pre-rigged, so you've got a big 1 ounce insert there that's removable with 2 big hook harnesses, and then a big extra sized EWG if you like your glide bait fishing and swim baiting. And they also come with a foam insert that can slow the sink rate right down if you're wanting to hold it in front of fish, live scope style fishing. A lot of the time those massive fish that we're chasing, they need a really slow moving bait sat in front of their nose. That's what these paddle glides can do. Hint, hint, if you're going to enter the People's Choice Best in Show, make sure you look after me at the Best in Show. Go and put your vote in for me. It's a paddle glides. Now these aren't the only thing that I've brought to this year's show. I've still got my soft glides there, and I've also got my jack burners. So if you're coming on Saturday, get to the back right hand side. I'd love to see you. Come and shake my hand, say good day, and I'll show you what these are all about. This is one of the lures that I did my first walk around here about half an hour ago. Jackal, as they always do, released something super innovative and finessey. Now, it's like a hybrid. It's got a hard front end and those little paddling arms that move in and out. They're quite hard too, all right? But the back end is really squishy, so it's a soft-backed cicada build. Soundless crawler bait, it's called. Mate, if you love chasing Saratoga and bass, I reckon this could be the thing to try this season. By Jackal. There it is there. Okay. We're getting through it, folks. There's only a couple more that I want to show you, and then we'll wrap it up. And there's a piece of kit for you land-based fishers that I think might be the best thing I've seen at the show so far, apart from my paddle glides, but we'll go and have a look at that in a second. Right, Fishcraft have they released this Dr. Flex last year, okay, and that was released, I think it was in 100 mil or maybe a 90. This one's going to be better. I've fished the smaller one and I've had some interest on it, but I'd rather fish a little bit bigger profile, and this Dr. Flex, it's a soft bent style lure with a through wire, okay? This bigger one, I'd prefer that. It's a 127, there you go. Baramba lures. Now, you've probably seen me cover Baramba lures over the years. Matty Fraser has released so much innovative stuff, and he started as a timber lure maker that had some of the best swim baits and best big topwater stuff, and he's grown his business into just some amazing range. He's got a whole range of detonator lures and the hard body stuff, and he's released this little tiny prawn this year that's got a stinger on the back. And if you see my jack burner that I released earlier, I love the stinger. I hate the short strikes. That's going to get rid of the problem. So as a little prawn lure, look at those little legs there and that tail. It's very delicate, so it's going to have that action in the water as it goes through with those feelers. That's a great little prawn imitation. The Baramba Stinger Shrimp 90. It's going to smash some flathead and bass, I reckon. Here's something from Rapala that's just been released. Now, the shad wrap shape has been around for a long time. I grew up with a tiny little shad wrap as a teenager chasing bass. This is the 95mm, and it's been hand-tuned, tank tested, and it's got heavy componentry on it for barra and jacks and that kind of thing. The design in it stays level. When you hold that in the water and suspend that in the water, it's got a beautiful level action. One of my favourite barra lures, okay, is this little thing. If you like your diving lures and you like chasing jacks and barra, these new ones with the upgraded terminals, nice and heavy, 3x strong, they're going to get it done. Alright, wicked topwater stuff. There's a couple of great topwater lures coming. This is by Shimano. This is a big popper by Shimano. I think it's a, what is it, a 130 mil popper. One of my favourite lengths for big mangrove jack is at 130. And there's not many people that have fished big poppers like this for jacks, but I can tell you that's my favourite size for a big topwater jack line. Now it's got the flash boost technology in it that Shimano's become famous for. It's like nothing else. When this thing's moving through the water, the way it throws light is like nothing else on the market. So that's that 130 NASA beam popper by Shimano. Mate, this thing is full of, it's got lots going on, mate. Look at that.
Yeah, she's a wild looking apparatus.
Blades everywhere, including a big blade at the bottom. The hooks on it, I think maybe for a cod lure, I don't know about, they might need to be upgraded. But it's something weird and wonderful. How about that? Oh yeah. You guys that have followed my channel, you know these are my favourite spinning reels. And the Vanford has just released a new one. It looks amazing. I can't try it yet because it's hanging on to this thing. But the Vanford has also come in the size 500. Now I'm going to be playing around with these over the weekend here. This Vanford range, even the 3000s, have become one of my favourite big barra reels. Okay, they can handle everything. We've caught massive Jews, big barra on the 3000 size Vanford, and I love it because it's so smooth, so easy to get reeling and have that control, and they're light, so you can throw lures all day long with them. Now this could be for your entry if you're coming to Best in Show, game fishing, best game lure. Look at the finish on this by Molossi. Gold Coast Design Team, have a look at that. I don't think it gets any better in terms of a finish for this. I think this could be Best in Show for game fishing stick baits. Look at the finish on that. It's got a mirrored finish. Insane. It's a Vader, handcrafted from timber, hard resin shell. Super strong for pelagics. Love it. This might be the coolest piece of kit that I've seen so far at AFTA. Now, I haven't been to walk around. I'm going to bring you that video in the coming days of me walking around all of the trade centres down there. But this thing by Nomad, for a land-based fisherman that wants something that's going to be weatherproof, and that little thing is removable. They've thought about the design of this. One of the worst things you can do when you're land-based fishing is have to keep taking your bag off all the time. Put your terminals, your reel, your pliers in there, and then it can just come straight off, and you don't have to take your bag off. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up. Hope you've enjoyed that. I try to get it done every year, even though the audio, when it's busy in here. Now, if you're coming to the show, make sure you put your vote in for Best Soft Lure this year. These are my paddle glides, and I'm going to be bringing you a whole load of videos and big fish catches on these in the weeks and months to come. It's pretty exciting. I've filmed this for 10 years, come to AFTA and filmed everyone else's stuff, and now I've released some of mine for you guys to enjoy. I'm going to bring all of the AFTA stands, as much as I can bring to you guys that can't get here. I'm going to bring that to you on this channel, and if you're going to be here, come and see me on the Saturday. I'd love to see you guys. Make sure you come and say good day.